Backfield for Agnew. He's looking for Jasmine, and it's underthrown and intercepted.
College football is going to be back on Montezuma Mesa. The fall football season is being brought back to life. It did yesterday by the Mountain West Conference. The season was originally postponed to the spring because of the pandemic, but restored due to the possibility of rapid result testing and eased practice restrictions.
You know, there's going to be some testing three days a week that, you know, we're all going to, all the travel party, anybody within the San Diego State travel will go through. So I feel as comfortable as anything.
The Aztecs will play an 8-game conference schedule kicking off October 24th. Home games will be played in Carson. New York Times reporter John Branch has been covering college football during the pandemic and other athletics, embedded at Cal in Berkeley. He's writing a series of reports on the topic, and it's perfect timing for what we have today, with the Pac-12 also announcing a return to football. John Branch is joining us live. Thanks, John. Last we heard, Pac-12 football was being pushed back to spring. Now, a quick turnaround. We're playing in the fall. What happened?
Well, I think a couple things happened. Mostly, the main thing is that they figured out a way to do testing. And in the Pac-12, that'll be daily testing starting in a couple of weeks. And that gives them the belief that they can keep any sort of spread under control very quickly.
That is a huge thing, being able to get the testing right. What are the biggest hurdles that you see out there for a football season? They're going to be starting in the Pac-12 in November. They want to get it done in time for the college football championship at the end of the season. But what's the biggest hurdle to getting a full season in?
Yeah, I think that it's just whether they can keep it all under control. We've already seen in September and October, or in September so far, some schools and some conferences have gone to starting to play football, and they've already had problems with keeping all their teams fully healthy. We've had some schools that have had a lot of postponements. I think the Pac-12 and the Mountain West are both a little bit nervous about, even though they have this all scheduled now, whether they can actually do a full season. And I think, you know, the odds are, you know, pretty iffy if we'll actually see a 7 or 8 game full season without any hiccups.
Because of the developments we've seen in the testing, do you think that the Pac-12 and other conferences starting late have a better shot at it than the ones that started already?
Yeah, I think that's what their hope is. You know, the Pac-12 and I think the Mountain West as well, both were criticized for being perhaps a little slow on this. I think their thought is it's better to be safe than sorry. I think they've seen what other schools have gone through, and I think, frankly, they've been a little bit glad they have not been part of that. I think they feel like if they start in late October, early November with the daily testing, they will have a pretty good sense that they can keep this thing going, and it won't be a series of starts and stops. And of course, you know, the bigger picture here is, you know, the God forbid, the big pandemic breaks out across one of their campuses.
Yeah. And, you know, people who are watching this too, besides the actual games, they want to know, hey, am I going to be able to go watch a game in person?
Yeah, and the answer is no. At least in the Pac-12, I haven't heard exactly about the Mountain West, but they are not going to have any people in the stands at all. And I think that's, again, just sort of a clue that they want to take this very seriously, and they feel like they can keep their teams and the support staff in a sort of bubble, sort of like we've seen with the NBA and some of the professional leagues, a kind of bubble that can keep any sort of problems sort of concealed. They don't want to bring any other outside forces in if they can help it.
John, got less than 30 seconds left. Just if I could get a quick snapshot, what does this mean to other sports? Football brings money in, a lot of other sports don't.
Yeah, I think what it helps is that it brings more money in to help pay for those other sports. That's one thing. They will tell you that money is not really the main issue here. It's always hard to believe that when they say that. But to your point, a place like Cal has 29 other sports. So as much as we make a lot of attention or put a lot of attention on football, there are 29 other teams at schools like Cal that are going through the exact same thing, just without the attention.
All right. John Branch with the New York Times, embedded with the Cal Berkeley athletic program. Go Bears. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.